Hello and welcome back to P8 Tech Work. So today we are going to continue building our backend, and in the last video we looked at the controllers here for the donors here. So today we are going to continue and also make sure that we create the routes for our donor, and also we are going to create the controllers for our prospects. So let's continue from where we left. So here we created all these controllers right here. And now the other thing that we need to do is to create routes. So inside route here, what I can do is that I'm going to create a route that is called donor.js. You can see we had also routes for out here. So another thing is that first thing that you need to do here is to import express. So require express. So let's import express here. And another thing is we need to make sure that we create the router. So const router, and of course the router is from express here dot router like that. And then the other thing you need to make sure that you do is you need to do module.export to be able to export these routes. So let me export the router like that. And now inside here, we can now access our routes and add them here. So the first route that I'm going to add here is add donor. So add donor here like that. And this one will be route or the router, sorry, and then dot post. And this one we are going to have a default route here, and then now we are going to call our function from controllers. So here you can be able to see create donor like that. Also we are going to have another route down here, so let me make a space like that. Here we are going to have another route that is called get all donors like that, get all donors. Then this one will be router here, and then this method will be get method. So this one will be default route, and then here this one we are going to call get all donors like that. So another thing is that we are going to have another route here, and this one we are going to have update donor. So let me add here as a comment, add donor or update, sorry. So here we are going to have router, and then this one will be put here like that. So this one will be just a put method here, that means updation. And then here we can have the ID. So we need to pass in the ID so that we can know which donor we are updating. And also here we can add now the update donor function like that. Here we are going to have, after update donor, we are going to have get one donor. So get one donor like that. And then here, this will be also simple. So this one will be router here. And then here, this one will be get. And here we cannot just add a default route. Here we need to add just a different route, that is will be find. And then for the find here, we are going to have an ID like that. We are going to add an ID, and then here we are going to have get one donor like that. So for the others, for example, also we are going to have the one for delete donor. So let's have delete donor here like that. We are going to add here router, and then dot delete like that. Here we are going to pass in the ID now. So the ID will be added here. So let's add first of all the forward slash like that, and then ID. Here we are going to call delete donor like that. And then now the other one and the last one is get statistics. I can say donor statistics, donor stats. Let me add it like that. So here we are going to have to add here router, and then this one also will be a get method. So right here we are going to add here the stats. So forward slash stats here, and then we are going to call the function for the stats in our controller. So this one get donor stats, And then after this, now we have one step that we need to do, and that is to make sure that we register that route in our app.js right here. So I'm going to add that app.use, and then right here I can be able to write API, like API version 1. Yeah, and then we are going to add it as now. This one won't be out right now. This one we are going to add as donors like that. So we have registered it like that, and then here we need to create that route up here. So I'm going to create out donor route, sorry. So router out route like that, and then I'm going to import my router from now the router. So this one. So from the router, so let me just import it here. So you can see we have a donor, this one. So when you import it now, I can be able to use that inside here. So donor route like that. So let me just use it here like that. So now the other thing that we need to do is that we need to create another controller here, and this one is the for the prospect right here. And because the donor one and prospect almost look the same, I'm going to copy everything from here. So let me copy everything like that. And then the other thing is that I need to copy and then paste this here. And then the other thing is because in our prospect here we don't have to get the stats here, and I'm going to remove this first of all. And also the other thing is that now we need to import here the prospect. So let me import the prospect, and then this one is from the prospect model. So prospect here like that. And then here also I need to change here from the create donor to create prospect. And this one also, this one will be new prospect here, prospect. And also here this one will be prospect. So we need to change everything. And then this one also will be prospect here. You can see it will be also easier. So prospect like that. Also this one we are going to change. So this one is prospect like that. And then now that's okay. Here we need now to actually send prospect now like that. So the other one here for the donors here, this one will be now prospects. Let's have a prospects here, and then here we are going to make sure that this one is prospects, get all prospects. So this one will be all the prospects here, and this one will be prospect. So prospect, they are almost the same. So this one is a prospect there, and also this one will be prospects like that. And I think now that's okay. So we have this one for the update. This one will be update prospect here. So have a prospect, and also this one will be for the prospect here. So let's add it here like that. Also we are going to have the other one here for the, we are need to change here now to update prospect, prospect like that. We need also to change here. This one will be get one prospect, prospect. And also down here we need to change this to prospect. So prospect like that. And here we need to change to prospect like that. You need to here to send the prospect also. So this one will be prospect. And also right here for delete donor here, this one will be delete prospect like that. This one will be prospect like that. And I think now everything is okay. So right here I need to change now, this will be delete prospect. Delete prospect, this one is get one prospect. So get one prospect. Also here down you need to have get all prospect. prospect like that. Also, we need to remove this because this one we are not going to need here. This one will be update prospect, and I think already you can be able to see it there. And then this also will be create a prospect. So I think that's okay now. So I think I have update prospect, or this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one will be 1, 2, and then 3. This one should be update prospect. So update prospect right here. So that one, and also I think I have the other one here. So I think now they're okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Yeah, that's okay. So I'm going to create now the route in my routes folder. But even before that, let me just come here in my routes and create prospect.js like that. And also here I'm going to copy from the my donor right here. So let me copy this, and we are going to actually I can create it from scratch, I think. So let me just come here to the prospect, and the first thing I need to do is to import express here from now my express. So let's import express here. The other thing is to create router. So get router here, and then express we are going to get the function router right there, and then we are going to have module.exports right there, and then import now or export now the router. So here we can have now the add prospect, for example. So add prospect, and then this one we can be able to do router dot post, and then here this one will be default like that. Here we are going to now get create prospect. You can be able to see it here, import it. So another thing is to get, let's have a space here. So get all prospects. So get all the prospects here, and this one will be router, and then dot get, and then default here, and then the other thing is get all prospects like that. And then let's have another one here, have a space here. So update prospect, and then this one will be router dot put. This one will be for the updating. So this one we are going to have an ID like that, and then here we can have update prospect that way. So another thing here is we are going to have delete. So delete prospect. So delete prospect like that. So this one we are going to have or this one is a prospect. So this one we are going to have router dot delete, and then this one will be having like the ID here, ID like that, and then we are going to have delete prospect here, and then we need to have the other one for get one prospect. So get one prospect here like that, and then here we are going to have a router, and then dot post. This one we are going to add find. So this one will be find, and then here we are going to have an ID like that, and then here it will be get one prospect like that. So that is easy now. So I think I need to format this, and we can have space right here. So I'm going to save this, and the last thing that we need to do is to register it in our app.js here. So I'm going to have app, and then .use, and right here I am going to add my API, and then version 1, and then here I'm going to add this as a prospects like that, and then here I'm going to create. Now let me create the prospect route. So I'm going to copy this and then let me add it here. So this one I'm going to call it prospect route. So prospect route, like that. We are going to have now the prospect. So from this one will be prospect. So let me add it here. I think you need to have auto completion. I cannot be able to see the auto completion, so I'm going to just write it. So dot prospect, like that. So and then I'm going to add it here now. Prospect route, like that. And then we are going to at least save that. And then here I can close these other ones here, donors here, and then can also close this. I think so. So right now the other thing that I can do right here is to have a middleware. So we are going to look at the middlewares right now so that we can just be left with testing our backend. So let us write a middleware here for checking the token. So I'm going to have a verify token here, verify token.js, like that. And inside here now I'm going to create a middleware that is going to check for the token or access token when the user is logged in. So here we can add here require, and then I'm going to add .env, like that. And then the other thing is we are going to also import JWT, and this one we are going to import it from JSON Web Token. So JSON Web Token, like that. And then here we are going to have to initialize or to config .env. So .env.config, and then this is a function right there. And then now the other thing is to make sure that we verify the token. So I'm going to create a function that is for verifying the token here. So this one, we are going to have a request and then response and then next. Yeah. So this one we are going to have now, like that. So this one we are going to have request response and then the next. And now the other thing that you are going to have is another function right here, and this function will be verify token and authorization. And this one is because this one will be for the admin now. So this one is a function here also, and this function will be for the checking if the assigned person is admin, because we need also to make sure that that person is admin. So this one will be next also. So here the first thing that we need to do is to check if we have any token. So I'm going to write here a variable called auth header. So let me write it like that, auth header. And then this one we are going to take it from request, and then dot headers and then dot token, because that's how we are going to send our token in the headers. And then the other thing is to check now if it is there. So if auth token or auth header, sorry, so if that is present, then we need to do several things. But if it is not present, so here in else, we need to make sure that we send an error message. So for example, here we are going to have another message here under status of 401. And this one we are going to add here, you are not authenticated, you are not authenticated, like that. And then now, if we have a token, then we need to do several things. First thing that we need is to get the token from the headers. So I'm going to do const token, and then to get now the token, we are going to have the auth header, and then I'm going to split it because this will be a string. I'm going to split, and then because this will form array, make sure that you specify where you want to split. So right here, I'm going to split where we have a space, and then because I'm going to have an array when I split using the space, I'm going also to take the second element, which is index 1. So here, I'm going now to verify my token. So I'm going to use now JWT dot verify. Remember the other one, when we are logging in, we are using sign in. So this time we are going to use the verify. So I'm going to pass in the token. I'm going to also add the phrase that you used to sign in our access token. So this one, we called it JWT underscore sec, like that. And then I'm going to have, if I verify using the token, and also this one here, this phrase here, we can have two things. So we are going to have either the error or the user, because remember we added the user in our token. So I'm going to have either the error or the user. So if I have the error, so if error here, what we can do is that we need to send now the another error message. So this one will be having a status code of 403, and then .json here. And this function, we are going to have to say token is not valid. So that means that token, we cannot allow this token to be able to access the data, because that means that token is invalid, and that means that maybe that person is not real, or maybe is a hacker, is trying to hack our system. So another thing here I can add now, we are going to create another variable in our request, and this variable is the user, and we are going to assign that request. You can see here this request or user to be the user, and also now we can make sure that we call the function that is next. That means we can proceed with the other things that you are doing. So now I'm going to format my code right here. And the other thing is that now we can come inside this authorization, and we need inside here, we need now to call the verify token. And this is because verify token, we already have verified the token. So I'm going to add it as that, as like this. So I'm going to pass in request and then the response, and then we are going to have another callback function right here. And then inside here now, this is where we are going to check if the user, if it is the user, if the user is the admin. So I'm going to look for request dot user. Remember here we created this variable. You can see we created this request dot user. So now we are going to check here dot role, and then we are going to check if this role is admin, like that. And then now we can be able to make sure that we go to next. We call the function next here, like that. And if not, if the role is not admin, then we need to send another error message. So I'm going to add here those status, we are going to have 403, and then here this one we are going to add let's say another message, and this one will be, you are not admin, you are not admin, and I think so, something of the sort, or you are not permitted to do this operation. So let me just save it like that, and then now make sure that I format this. And then the last thing that I think I need to do now is to export these two functions, because we need to use them in our routes. So here I'm going to do module.export, module.exports, like that. And then this one we are going to export verify token. Actually we are going to just export this one, only this one, because we are going to verify and look for authorization and check if the user is an admin. So because this system we don't have the users who are logging in. So right here, let's go to let's add go to the routes here. And how you use this authorization is that you need to come here. For example, for the donors, you can be able to make sure that the person who is accessing or is able to create a donor here needs to be admin. So that means that we are going to call that verify token and authorization, this one here, before now, yeah, they are permitted to create the route here. So if they send the data to this post here or this route, they will be able, first of all, to verify if that person is admin, and then they can be able to be permitted to create that donor. So you can add it for the others route here. The one that you cannot add right now is this one for adding or registering and logging in. Those one don't require to have that middleware to check if these are admin or the user. So let's just do that. So now I think this one video is long enough, and the last thing that we need to do is just to push our code to our GitHub. So I'm going to do that. So here we have our code, or our folder where we have our code, and then here I can be able to add now. I can be able to git add, and then I want to commit. So git commit dash m here, and then here I can add maybe something like added prospect, and I think added response prospect route. I think that will be okay, and maybe middleware. So middleware, yeah, like that. And then if I do that now, I can just say git push origin and then master, like that. And then let's see how it will operate now. So here we are going to add passphrase. Actually, this one will not. This one cannot operate because here we need to send the backend. Because right now we are in this branch that's called backend. So I'm going to add now the passphrase here, and then now we are going to push our code. So I'm going to visit my GitHub right here. So let's open my GitHub here, and then we are going to do the pull request, because remember we are pushing in a different code from our different branch from the one that is master. So I'm going to just come here and visit this repo here, and after that now we are going to see like that notification here for pull request. I think yeah, you can see here backend had recent pushes 29 seconds ago. So I'm going to compare and pull request, and then also here I'm going to create pull request like that, and then also we need to merge. So here it is checking for ability to merge automatically, and after that you can merge pull request and confirm merge, and then that will be okay now. So I think we have finished our backend. So the other part that we are going to look from the next video is background services. But before that, you can go through and test the backend here, and I'm going to do that before we start our background services. I'm going to just test a few so that you can understand what I mean by testing our backend here using our Postman again. So, and then we are going to continue with the background services in the next video, so that now we are going to proceed also to create the front end, or the part where it is interacting with the user. So I think that video is long enough. I don't want to be longer than this. So remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, like this video, and also don't forget to turn on the notification bell. See you on the next video. Have a great